Hey out there. Thanks for checking out the show once again. We are back with our fifth season. Welcome back to America. I am DB Frick, as always. And usually wear a button up, but tonight I'm wearing this out of respect for the person that I'm interviewing today. I've known this guy for probably about 20 years. He is depicted on this. You're gonna have to figure out which one it is yourself, though, while I'm interviewing him, while we're chatting about his show, which has been out for a couple of years now, and it's starting to blow up. And he's got a lot of information and a lot of episodes out there, and we got a lot to hear from this guy. So, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Montesi. You can hear the cheering now.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. Whoop, there it is.
Todd, thank you.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Good
This
to
is
see
great.
you. Yeah.
I see you're also repping your show. And who do we have on there?
Joe Dixon, who's been on your show, and
Joe Dixon's been here a couple of times.
Kenzie Clem, who's an actress in the show, the main heroines. Keith Mackler, another funny supporting character. David DeVoy Stein, Satan, Evil PN, which you can see right there, who's the nemesis of the main character PN, who's and also Sick Fat Tight, who's a character in the show, who's sick, excuse me, who's a crony of Satan and Evil PN, and of course PN, very small in his own laptop somewhere in the picture here that Kenzie's holding. Yeah, right here. So
that's an alien ship. That's an alien ship trying to beam all you up.
Yeah, metaphor.
It's a metaphor. It's an in-your-face metaphor. I like the alien,
right.
The alien connection. Where does the idea come from? Where did you come about with this, and when did it start?
What, the show PN itself, or just
when did you start using the character and making it into something that people could start enjoying themselves?
Well, the funny thing is, so I've been doing stand-up and comedy in general for almost 23 years. This fall is my 23rd year.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I started when I was 17, a kid, and
I've known you most of that time. All of that time.
Yeah, it's kind of weird though, where it's these people you bump into, it's I've known you most of my life, literally.
Right.
More than 50% of my life.
Right.
Rick has been involved in my life more than my father.
I've known you longer than I haven't.
Yeah. Literally, I know you more than I don't even know who my father or mother is. I know you. You are my parental surrogate.
Are you
giving me this opportunity to be on your show and shine?
Are you saying you need a daddy?
No, I'm saying you're a surrogate. I'm saying this is like Webster, where it's I'm being adopted because
that means I could will all my I could will all my stuff to you.
This is a very horrible Webster reboot. That's what we're pitching right now. This is
right. This is horrible Webster.
Yeah.
Truly. And talking about that, you have a piece behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Who drew that one?
It's an artist named JB, who I knew from another comedian. He's a copywriter guy. Basically, this is going to be the cover photo of the next episode of PN and Friends.
Okay.
Episode 23, called The Egg and Chicken Man, which in the premise of the episode is, long story short, PN, the main character, there's an evil force that looks just like him, sort of like a doppelganger, trying to destroy PN for some reason. And basically, he brainwashes all his friends to turn on him to kill PN. And he starts with David Voice in the episode. So David Voice.
What differentiates the two?
Well, PN's lawful good, and obviously, evil PN's unruly evil. I think it's.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Some people might call him lawful evil. I don't know.
It's hilarious.
Basically,
the normal character probably wouldn't be wearing looks like he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt.
Well, yeah, because so basically in the show, he's the leader of a group of boogaloos called the Kali Yuga Dudes. If you remember, like a year ago, there's this alt-right group that wore Hawaiian t-shirts, and they'd carry guns and stuff. It was a very weird
juxtaposition. It was weird.
Time. Yeah, it was a very fringe moment in 2020, but also captured at least my imagination. And I thought it'd be funny, just this guy's the evil incarnate version of PNs. Like this guy's like the leader of like this alt-right group trying to take over the world, and also being like a black leader of like an old, all white, mostly white group is kind of funny.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
Right.
If you become the next Che Guevara
of the alt-right, yeah.
Of the alt-right.
Yeah.
Right. They need someone like that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if Donald Jr. could cut the mustard for that.
No, he's a special kind of stupid.
Oh yeah, it's kind of funny because he's like unraveling. Like I don't know.
I actually have a theory that his girlfriend is paid to, like she's a paid girlfriend because she's from the whole that whole world of TV where everything the reality TV, and she's done several shows that were reality television.
A honeypot. You're calling her a honeypot.
Yeah, sure. Sure. I can call
is that politically correct to call you're a honeypot?
I think you can. Imagine that. We should go back to all the words from the 20s that were used.
Yeah.
That's when we started, like 23 skidoo and things like that.
I don't know. I think that dictionary is very, very problematic probably now.
It is. Did you see, not to change the topic too much, but I think this is also interesting subject matter. Did you see the Rolling Stone top 500 songs?
I heard about it. Did they change it a lot, or
they changed it a lot? And I would never get mad over something like this because it's so subjective anyway. But they have taken people like Elvis and Led Zeppelin out of it completely.
Oh wow, they're not in the top 20?
No, they're not even like in the top 100.
Oh wow. Did they
take almost everything in the top 10? Missy Elliott's Work It is like number 8.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a great song. I love that song. I think I've listened to it dozens of times.
Yeah.
I forgot what was number 1, but it was like Outkast was number 2. Outkast Hey Ya, which is very universal song. So I actually sort of get why that would be like a very popular song amongst younger generations. But it's a generational thing.
Yeah, I don't even think it's that popular in like if you did a hip hop 500, I don't even think Hey Ya or like that would be in the top, maybe the top 50, but not like top 10.
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what? I think it's a very politically correct, hey, what do I feel like this generation of like, I don't know what millennials or Gen Z or whatever, like, yeah, they're supposed to be my generation, but like, obviously I grew up differently. It feels like they're constantly trying to like be viewed outside. Like, how will I look like when I'm gone? How will it's very curated, So it's almost like these pics are almost like, all right, what would people say in 500 years from now? Like, they would probably say this, in the grand total. Like, it's so overly, like, it's almost like overly thinking about it. That's neurotic,
It makes me feel like I should erase all my social media. That's what that makes me feel like.
Yeah.
Because like you could die in a minute. And then, like, people are going to start going back. I forgot what I said 12 years ago. I haven't said really all that terrible things, but I've said terrible things.
Yeah, what's that thing where, like mobsters have to go in hiding? What was it called again? I forgot.
Monsters going in hiding? I'm not sure you know.
Mobsters, like organized crime figures when they go to hiding.
Like a
program, witness protection program.
Oh, witness protection program.
There's going to be like witness protection. It's going to expand to like people that want to like who get canceled and they want to like change to like a new person so they don't get like like they're going to have to open up their wing of the witness protection program. Like,
imagine they just put everyone in the same community. They put everyone in the same the same place all the time.
That's a TV show. Pitch it.
Okay, to who? I have like
ID Network.
I don't know. At 45, I think my days are numbered. But maybe not. No, I always feel like I'm actually surprised by the opportunities that I still do get. Like even this week, without changing the subject too much, I have to go into the city 2 times this week. That I'm still working in the city. I mean, it's still New York City is the greatest city in the world.
Right. This is going to be the episode where we just change subjects. Like, because I think we all ask questions like, so what do you think about that? Well, I started that, and then here's a ramble, which makes it more refreshing.
And we just can't stay on topic. That's what the whole talk show is based on.
Right.
No topics. That's why I should change the show.
Yeah. Hate to change the subject. Yeah, you call it Change the Subject with Dan Frick.
Which also makes me think of a show Jon Stewart did. You wrote it, you watch it.
Mm.
You wrote it, we watch it. And people would write sketches, and then Jon Stewart and a team of comedians would perform the sketches, and it was people at home writing the sketches. I'm sure they changed them a little bit, but that was a show on MTV many years ago.
Okay.
My point is that there's so much media out there. There's so many things that people can latch onto. What is it you've done recently that is going to help people to latch onto what you have here?
Good setup, Dan, DB, my boy. Well, we're getting into NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens, which are basically digital collectibles that use the crypto technology to verify, like the blockchain, the ledger being like, okay, I can research who created this and who this gave to who. So in the future, like say if there's like a big new basketball player, he might, instead of, doing baseball cards, he might release NFTs, and then you could trace them back to them. So it's like, oh, I brought this NFT from LeBron James, or, which is happening right now. Like LaMelo Ball, like the Rookie of the Year last year, released NFTs, which is his own digital collectibles. And people were buying that, saying like, oh, well, this will be something worthwhile in the future as the sky blows up, So we're doing that to fund the project instead of using GoFundMe, because I feel like with GoFundMe, you don't really get, it almost feels like begging, where you're like not get. I mean, I'm not really, I don't know. It just doesn't really, maybe I'm too prideful, but
do you have any photos of the NFTs that you released? Do you have access to them right now? Can you show some of them behind you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I could try to,
I don't want to screw everything up, but I would love the audience to see some of the artwork, which I can edit in at the end anyway.
Yeah. Let me see. I mean, let me see if I could share.
But it looks good like this, and seeing it right behind you is a good look.
Yeah.
But they don't make it easy to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So you've released how many pictures? You released a bunch, and you sold them pretty quickly. They went within a few days.
Yeah. Basically, we did a trial thing of like around 10 NFTs and stuff, and we had one in auction, and and we sold them in like a couple of days. I rather wanted to sell them like the same day, but I just realized that a lot of people are not yet, and at least in my following, are not yet acclimated to the whole dynamics. So in the next drop, what we're doing is we're going to do it in a gallery or in an in-person space, where we'll have like a sort of live show featuring the characters on the show, maybe like a screening of an episode, and have people mingle and also drop those NFTs. And also we're going to give out physicals too. Like we're not just selling, like people think, oh, why would I just buy this JPEG? But we're also giving out like physicals as well. Like you brought like an NFT and you got like a commemorative T-shirt.
Which I did, yes, that's how I got this.
It's cool. Looks cool.
It's a great shirt. It fits well.
Mm-hmm.
It fits very well.
Yes, finally crafted from belowthecollar.com. Shout out to them. And yeah, so basically, I know I sound like Trump. Shout out to them. Finally crafted. I'm in my marketing voice, my pitch voice, my pitch hand gestures. Yeah. So the next one, we're going to have like trading cards with the NFTs, because like they're like the special drop we have are like sort of like trading card homages. So we're also going to have like physical trading cards, and basically I think there's like 11 in that collection, and then with like the super coin, which is the 12 card, and basically if you buy one, you get like a pack of 5 cards. If you come up to the gallery, you get a pack of 5 cards or another pack. And also, if you brought past NFTs from us, past PN NFTs, you also get a pack. And if you buy the auction coin, which is the super coin, you get the full collection, the 11 cards, plus the 1-of-1 hologram card. We're going to make a hologram card of the super NFT that's going to be worth at least, there's like a company I found that they make like specialized hologram cards. So it's going to be worth something too, because that's going to be a lot. We're putting a lot of effort into it, because the cool thing is, like, so with our web series, basically it's about a man child who's just trying to be a man. It started out as like sort of like a riff on Curb Your Enthusiasm, like a Black Curb Your Enthusiasm, but then it evolved, with me adding other interests like anime and like comic book lore and stuff like that. And now it's almost like a superhero show in a way, especially with after the pandemic, where we're just like, screw it, we're just gonna throw everything out there that we want to do, that I want to do. Like I want to do all these big themes and philosophy and like all that stuff. So the NFTs made it cool. And like I treat the NFTs like a comic book where we could introduce characters that I want to do in a show that I can't afford to yet, Like for example,
some of the photos that I saw, it's not a photo, but the covers to these cartoons, these issues are so cool and very iconic looking.
right.
As does the picture behind you. They all have that tone as a very iconic feel to it. I think
that's what started, because like we were doing all these like commissioning like these special portraits and photos for like as our YouTube cover photo. And then when I heard about NFTs, I was like, oh, we're kind of already doing that. We're making all this like cool art already. So why not just like, so it made it more seamless and stuff. So we're putting a lot of effort into it. And like, especially the ideas and mechanics of it, because the NFTs are part of the story. Like they're kind of like portals in the story and in the grand macro PN universe of the story, where like if the show, like when the show goes to its next level, where it's like a TV or like, premium channels or whatever, or even as a cartoon, these NFTs will be like the basis connecting all of the media together in a way, like as a, so it'll be cool. We're only going to make like 1,100 PN NFTs for this project. 1,100.
Only 1,100. Why are you limiting it to that?
Because like that's good. I think because that was the plan. I think we want, because I feel like it's a collection. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's like 1,000 PN NFTs and then like 100 for friends and family. So I wanted, but we're not dropping them all at once. We're dropping them like 10 here, 20 here, like hopefully like
every few months over the next few years.
Yeah, once a month, like we're trying. So once October hits, we'll drop like once a month. So we're, but also there's also projects in the NFT space that are doing like profile pic NFTs, which I don't know if you heard, like Bored Ape Yacht Club, where they basically they make the algorithm for like the apes, right? And then they release all 10,000 at once. So when you buy one, when you mint an ape, it will like generate like attributes to that specific ape to make it unique, right? So people have been making a killing, and also communities have grown up around it, but they've become like oversaturated because people are like, oh, these guys made $1 million from making 10,000 NFTs at once. Here's the frogs. Here's the penguins. So we're actually thinking of like making a spin-off NFT project like in a couple of months, where like it's called the PN bots, right? Where we're gonna print like 1 million PN NFTs, not PN NFTs, a million PN bots at $10 each, and then hopefully we could use that as like the basis to like fund to make a video game, because we have an idea of like a video game aspect for it, and B, to actually fund a proper full real TV season for it, But that's probably a couple of months. Like we're waiting, I want to get the word out for this, and then like say like 5 months from now when we have like a real developer, when we find a developer and stuff, we could collaborate, something like that.
I look forward to seeing all that unfold. That's a lot of plan. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's great.
That's all I have time to plan. That's all.
So it would be like 10 pictures a month. You'd probably drop 10 pictures a month when you get to that point.
Well, I mean, to me, like the PN NFTs, like they're part of the story and they're like portals. They're going to be like digital artifacts. Like they're going to be the premium, like 1,100. But the PN bots are going to be the thing where it's like, oh, I have my own PN robot, and I could use this as my own like persona and online, and it could join the game with that. So long story short, we also have a character called AIPN, who's like a sentient spam bot that like absorb PN's personality for some reason. And that's going to be another trouble. And that's going to be like another meta story where like, these like robots trying to take over the world and stuff, like, AI. So we kind of like want to make fun of that story too, So basically the idea being like people can be part of the story, even if they're not in the story, where it's like, oh, I'm a PN robot, but I'm one of like 2050, whatever.
How can people find it if people want to watch videos?
You could go on my YouTube page, Monty Kilovision, or go to pnisawesome.com, which looks like penis awesome without the E, but pnisawesome.com. It's a joke in our show. And and we have all the info about like the show videos, the NFT project, character synopsis, show synopsis, all that stuff. So, I'm like I've said this before, like I'm pushing it to hopefully get it on a bigger platform by the end of the year or early, whatever that means, even if I have to fund it myself. That's why I kind of thought of the idea of like the PN bot thing where it's like, oh, that'd be a funny, cheeky parody of that, where it's like, instead of making 10,000, at once, making $1 million at once, right?
Right.
Make it super cheap, like $10 each.
Oh God, yeah.
So people could be like, oh, great. Instead of buying like one for $100, I could just buy 10 of these, and maybe we'll see. Like if they build a video game or something like this out of this whole thing, like I could have like
Now Halloween is coming up. Are you? Do you have anything planned for Halloween? What are you doing with the show yourself? What do you got?
Not I don't know.
I guess this is where I stumped you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, have you left the house?
Yeah. Hey, Frick, as you can see, do I look like I have a social life when I'm planning to take over the world? Hello?
I know. Who would? Who would? You're right. When you couldn't be planning this far ahead and have that much time. You're right. You need someone. You need an AR.
You ever heard of Howard Hughes? You think Howard? What are you doing for Halloween, Howard Hughes? I don't know. Brushing my long fingernails.
Yes, eating them off.
Exactly.
That's funny.
It's the most Halloweenish thing if you think about it, right?
Do you have any favorite Halloween movies?
I'm not really into horror films. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Rosemary's Baby. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really into like. I don't know. Usually, to me, horror films are usually like this the same formula. It's like, oh look, I'm running away. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I might die. Oh, I didn't die. I survived. Now I'm reflective of all that's recurred.
Now I'm being chased again. But,
yeah. Sequels. Oh no, the biggest fear of all. Sequels. Please don't break the trilogy. Oh no.
You also have a show that you're doing in Manhattan. You're in Brooklyn. Brooklyn. It's not Manhattan right now. It's in Brooklyn. You talk about it. You'll say it better than me because I'll say it wrong.
Well, the funny thing is, so like basically when you're watching this, we'll be back in Manhattan. So the UGG Comedy Show, which is like the flagship stand-up show that we produce like for 13 years, we had to go online because of the pandemic. But now that things are open up, we're actually going to come back as a comedy club. And we're going to have multiple nights at Adore Lay at 287 Hudson Street in Manhattan, Soho. It's going to be
great place.
Yeah, we're turning the downstairs room into like a comedy space. So we're going to have we're going to bring our flagship show on Wednesdays, and also Fridays and Saturdays we're going to have like weekend shows, which will be premium shows, and we're going to build from that. So hopefully by the time you see this, we'll have like not just Wednesday, Friday, Saturdays, but probably Thursdays and other nights too. Who knows?
That's awesome, Todd Montesi. You have so much coming up. You're doing so much. I don't know how you have time for it, other than the fact that
I have no life.
There's an evil version of you and an artificial intelligence version of you.
Yeah.
That's the only way that could all get done.
Sad. What if this is real? What if I'm actually telling you the truth, but not telling you the truth? Where it's like, wait, so is Todd actually a robot? And there's like 20 Todds out there? What?
And you're actually here begging for help, but you can't say it.
Right. Right. Don't you see? He's behind me.
That's great. Thanks for coming down today, Todd. Love talking to you. You're always funny, talented man. Talk to you soon.
Thanks, Greg.
We'll be back right after this. Check this next thing out.